Hi guys, welcome back to my video series Agile Development 101. In the last episode we put some sample data in the database and we adjusted our React component to display the shipment. So we're pretty close to done with this card. What's left? Placeholder data fields for shipment, line item, and styling for active and inactive shipments. So what I'm going to do first is put in this placeholder data. So I intentionally say placeholder data because I don't think we know enough about the shipment object to determine with 100% accuracy what sort of data we want to display in this list. And the best thing I can do right now is to avoid any kind of debate with product owner or stakeholders over what should be displayed here, and instead get the shipment object, in future sprints up and running and editing, and then we should come back and answer that question about what makes sense to display in this list item. So this placeholder is just to make sure that the spacing is okay. It's not really about having a final solution. And I think that is also an important aspect of Agile, which is to defer decisions to the last possible moment. Because if you try to answer everything up front, you spend a lot of time debating with incomplete information. So I'm going to just stick something in here. So this is going to be really short. And then I am calling it a placeholder, so I know that we're going to revisit it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the styling we have from the quote list item and stick it in the shipment list item. And I'm going to replace all the functions here with just text. So we'll say, so what are some things that might go in a shipment? Let's say there's a route, GBFXT to INSA, and let's say below that there might be a status departed, and then here maybe there is a what do we want to say? 17 packages, and then below that we'll say let's put a 12% net revenue. Okay, and then lastly we'll have shipment is active. Okay, and then when I save that, it should display all this information in this shipment. Again, it's going to take a little while to load because I am recording a video. I think it's rebuilding right now. Oh, I spelled revenue wrong. It's going to restart again because I fixed the typo. Yeah, so you see, I didn't deliberate very much on this, and this is a key principle of Agile, and it's a trap that a lot of people fall into, which is debating things at the wrong time. It is not worth a debate about what shows up in here right now. It is not worth a debate. And anybody who's trying to have that debate needs to get diverted to more value creating discussions. What is the thing that we need to work on right now? It's not efficiency of this list. We just need a list that functions, and then we need to work on the actual behavior of the shipping object. Okay, so it looks pretty good, right? I even have I put my icon in there, and I have some placeholder data. It looks like a shipment, kind of. Actually, I might debate that. It doesn't really look like a shipment. You can't really tell that this thing is a quote and this thing is a shipment. So that's kind of a visual signal that we probably need to build into this view. And this probably requires another mock-up and another card to distinguish. Let's say I'm entering this screen for the very first time. Do I know what this is? What is this number? And what is customs clearance? So I think we could do a lot better with the information, but again, it's not worth the debate right now. It's not the highest priority item on my list. Okay, so I have some dummy information in here. I can check off placeholder data. And then styling for active/inactive shipments. So what I should do is I need a property on my shipment object that says active, true or false. I probably need two shipments, one on one quote and one on another quote, and one of them will be active and one of them will be inactive. So I can show the different display properties. I can demonstrate them. So I need to go back into my terminal to insert another shipment. In fact, I don't even need a shipment object now that I think about it, but I will add another one. And okay, and then I will copy that. And then I think I'll put on this quote. So I have this update from the last episode. And I will place this with that. So that quote is going to get this shipment. Okay, now when I refresh the page, hey look, there's another shipment. It will actually update live, which is pretty cool. But one of them I want to be active and one of them I want to be inactive. Oops. So I'm going to say update db.shipments.update ID is that. I'm going to make that one. I'm going to set the value of active to true. And I'm going to set the other one to false and make sure I do it to the other one. Oops. It looks like they're pretty similar, but I think there are a few differences in this string. Okay. So now these have an active property, and what I want to do is change the styling depending on the active property. So what I will do here is I will say, I need to replace this class name with a conditional. Oh man, my keyboard is in Swiss mode. How do I do a backtick? There we go. Okay, and then I want to check is, okay, so this is more complicated than I thought. So I want to know if the shipment dot active, if it is active, then I will call it active. I give it a class active, and otherwise give it nothing. Okay. That's not very pretty. So let's format it a bit better. And there we go. Okay. It's going to have a problem because I'm not passing shipment to this object, so I will need to do that. And how am I going to do that? There's got to be a, it's got to be passed here where I call it. So shipment equals shipments.find one quote.shipment. This might work, but I need to import the shipments collection. So let's import shipments from will this work? I did a lot of little changes really quick, so maybe. Let's find out when it restarts. And if it doesn't work, we're going to do a little bit of debugging. At the very least, it should compile with no errors. So hopefully hopefully that stays in place. Cannot read property active of undefined, so it did not work. It's saying there is no active field, so let's check our shipments really quick. Just to make sure that, yep, we have an active. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of debugging. I'm going to print out the shipments, the value of the shipment. And so when this restarts, for each of the quotes, it's going to print the value of quote.shipment. So it should be blank for all of the quotes except 2, and for those quotes it should be a string. Okay. We only got through 3. What is that? Did I make a mistake? Okay, I think I made a mistake with my... Yes, here we go. So there's an extra quotation mark here, which means I had a copy-paste error. So if I update this, then it should work. But that's a good bug that I should probably write a test for. And I should probably build around it. So there we go. We have active. We have our 2 shipments. And let's check. I got null. That's incorrect. So I found a bug here. So instead of null, I should probably put an empty string. And then here, I got active. So my conditional class is applying. If the shipment is active, then it's applying the active class. Now what I need to do is I need to go back to my styling sheet and say shipment list item dot active. We want to style this one. You know what? We probably want to style the inactive one differently rather than the active one. So I'm going to make this inactive, and I'm going to remove that one and say inactive. Okay, and then for my inactive one, how should I make it? How should I style it? Maybe I'll make it darker. do I have any disabled input background color? Let's see if that, see what it looks like. Oh, that's a pretty light color, isn't it? Ah, yeah. Okay, so the good news is that the styling has been applied, and the bad news is that the styling is ugly. So let's just DDD CCC. Oh no, that's not 333. So I'm looking for a color that looks more inactive-like. So it should refresh and make this darker. Ah, that's probably too dark. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's not beautiful, but I have the logic in there. What we could do also is, as a bonus, write inactive or active there. So, but we don't need to do that, right? That might not be an appropriate status anyway. But it is confusing that it says active. So maybe I will call it something else, like confirmed. That way I don't confuse anybody during the demo thinking that this actually means that it's active, when in fact, active or inactive, the only implication is on the color. Okay. So this should reset. And then what have I done? I have done styling for active and inactive shipments. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty good for this video. It looks like I'm done, because all my stuff to do is done, but I need to make sure that I meet my definition of done. So the next video, we're going to visit this definition of done and take care of the rest of what needs to happen in order to complete this product backlog item. Thanks for watching.